Okay. Good evening, Professor. This is Group Two's presentation on contract management in supply chain management. I will hand over to Lamba for the introduction part.
Thank you, Tadir. Now I'm going to present the introduction part of this presentation. Contract management is a critical process linked to supply chain management. It involves all actions needed to negotiate and formalize business agreement within the supply chain. Proper contract administration leads to better outcomes, cost savings, and achieving company goals by clarifying roles, complying with regulations, setting prices, and managing payments. Contracts also measure supplier performance and ensure service level meet objectives. Ultimately, contract define relationship terms and provide solutions in case of disputes, enhancing supply chain reliability, operational efficiency, and financial profitability. Thank you. Now I'm going to hand over to my next group member.
Okay, thank you, Lamba. I'll be talking about the overview of contract management in supply chain. Contract management involves forming, negotiation, and administrating contracts within CHM. The process ensures that all agreements are legal, comprehensible, and beneficial for all parties involved. The phases pre-award. This will help in identifying potential contractors, define work scope, preparing bidding documents, and awarding contracts. Contract execution. This helps in assessing contract performance, managing contract changes, and resolving conflicts. Post-award. This helps in closing out contracts, documenting outcome, and learning lessons. Contract administration. This ensures accurate record of communication and documentation. So I'll pass it to Chidera.
Okay, talking about the purpose of contract management in supply chain management. Contract management ensures compliance, mitigates risk, controls costs, optimizes operations, and provides legal protection. What does compliance mean? It ensures adherence to legal and organizational standards. It makes the two parties to know what they are supposed to do in the transaction and put them something like responsible for whatever they do. Then it also helps in risk mitigation. That is, it identifies and manages risk, ensuring a smooth supply chain. It also helps in cost control. It optimizes price, payment terms, and other provisions, eliminating negative contract elements. It also helps in operational efficiency. It regulates and synchronizes supply chain practices, enhancing overall efficiency. Also, in legal protection, it defines rights, obligations, and procedures, preventing legal issues and providing a basis for enforcement and compensation in the case of violation. Now, I want to hand over to the next group member, Bruno, for the best practices for contract management.
Okay, thank you, Chidera. I'll be talking about some of the best practices for contract management. We have so many of them, but we'll just dive into a few of them that are most important. Now, one, we have true planning and drafting. Secondly, we have centralized contract repository. Thirdly, we have regular audits and reviews. Fourthly, we have automated alerts and reminders. Fifthly, we have clear communication channel. 6, we have training and education. 7, we have risk management. 8, we have performance monitoring and reporting. Now, the first one being true planning and drafting. In this case, it is important to clearly define responsibilities and expectations of all the host stakeholders involved, so that all the terms will be clearly stated. Then, secondly, centralized contract repository involves to develop a master database to manage and store all contracts, so that at any given time it could be retrieved from the database. Then the third one, which is a regular audits and review. Of course, it is important to periodically conduct a regular audit and review of contract implementations. Then fourthly, automated alerts and reminders. It is important to implement systems that will provide notifications for important dates and deadlines so that all the parties will meet up to this date without hitches. Then clear communications. It is important to establish an effective communication plans involving all stakeholders to enable them identify and engage in resolving issues. Then the sixth one, which is training and education. Of course, training and education is very, very important for employees working with contracts so that they can understand the legal terms and contracts of softwares and best practices. Then the seventh one, which is risk management. It is important to identify and analyze potential risks associated with contract management. Then performance monitoring and reporting. We have to continuously monitor contract performance and generate reports to evaluate the adherence to the contract terms and conditions. I want to hand over to my next colleague to continue with the presentation.
All right, thank you very much. I'm talking about the need for terms and conditions when it comes to supply chain management. It is very necessary for us being a supplier, a contributor, or maybe a supplier or a distributor or a consumer that use the product to understand the need for us to define our terms and conditions. The experts in field of supply management, it is necessary for them to have a contract agreement that enables them to be able to align what are the positive and the negative aspects of the contract. They also ensure them to follow the legal practices. As a procurement and contract professionals, supply experts must understand the significance of having terms and conditions spelled out clearly as possible in their contracts. The main purpose of including these terms and conditions are very simple. One, it establishes responsibility and obligations. It allows them to be able to determine what are the payment options, what are the rates, and also allocating what are the responsibilities, who is going to do what, who is going to do how, and when is it going to be done. It also ensures legal practitioners to be able to understand what are the needs, and ensuring legal protection. So it ensures legal protection. So everybody knows in terms of Incoterms who's going to supply, who is going to take the insurance, who's going to take the necessary risk. It also assists in ensuring cognitive and physical safeguarding of ideas and informations. So this enables them to understand the benefit, to understand the pros and cons of the contract they're going to sign when it comes to supply management. Thank you. I'm going to hand over to my next colleague so that you can take it up from there.
Thank you, Bashiru. I'm going to talk about the three important terms and conditions from our perspective with rationale. So we're going to talk, number one is non-disclosure of agreements. And this defines confidentiality responsibility for sensitive information. This means that informations between two parties or different parties must not be leaked out. Another one is to ensure data that is used only for agreement purpose. Also, to protect competitive advantage by preventing unauthorized disclosure. Another one is intellectual property rights. In order to address ownership and usage rights for content content, invention, etc. Also, safeguard originator IP and prevent unauthorized copying. Encourage innovation by providing legal basis for IP protection. Another one is terms of services. Terms of services is to outline policies, rules, and conditions for provider-user relationship. Also, to define what users can and cannot do, such as accessing services or infringing IP. Another one is it helps to control risks, meet legal requirements, and communicate services parameters. So there are some key benefits also. One of the key benefits also is to provide robust legal framework to protect sensitive information. Another one is to enhance trust, mitigate risks, and ensure smooth and compliant operation. Another one is crucial for effective supply chain management and contractual relationship. So I'm going to pass to my next colleague in this presentation also to talk about the conclusion.
Thank you. I'm going to go on the conclusion. Yes. So in conclusion, contract management plays a crucial role in supply chain management success. It ensures business contracts are legal, comprehensible, and favorable for all partners. Another point is that key contractual terms like non-disclosure agreements, intellectual property rights, and terms of service is done to protect stakeholder interests. And given the changing economy, clear and detailed contract management is vital. Strategies like planning, centralized databases, audits, and communications should be employed by supply chain management professionals. This improves reliability, effectiveness, and profitability, making us to have providing SCM professionals a competitive advantage. And that is the end of the presentation. We have our references here. So thank you, Professor. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.